What should they focus during their preparation?
I got my iPad recently, so I think I spent a lot of money. So I got around 2 lakh against.
Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Sai Charan Malyala. Welcome back to the placement series. As you know already, I am coming up with the series of podcasts with a few of my friends at NITW Warangal, and if possible, I will also contact few other friends from different colleges and also bring them on to the podcast of our channel, so that you'll get a value out of all those videos. So coming to this video will not be a kind of interview experience of so and so company, but in this video I wanted to cover the importance of software field, like what one should do in order to get themselves placed or get an offer from SDE, from whatever company, any company, like importance of projects, internships, each and everything will be covered in this particular video. So in order to cover all that, give you the insight suggestions. So we have Sai Charan Reddy from CSE NIT Warangal 2023 batch. So he got placed into Amazon. So soon his podcast will also be released on our channel regarding the interview experience of Amazon. Don't know whether if I post that video first or later, but that video will also be there on our channel. Please do check that. So coming to this video, we will be talking about SDE. Hi Sai Bharat. So once again, please introduce about yourself to the audience.
Sure. Hello guys. As Sai Charan introduced me, so this is Sai Charan Reddy. So I have completed my computer science engineering B.Tech from NIT Warangal this 2023. Yeah. Okay.
So like, is maintaining CGPA very important? Like
yes.
People say, few say it's not important, few say it's very important. Like what is your call on that?
Okay. So there are two aspects in this point of view. Suppose if you are looking for an on-campus placements, sometimes companies comes. The competition will be around between these 500 people, between 400 people. So in order to shortlist some good number of students, the first thing that comes into their mind is CG.
Okay.
So there are a lot of companies like Microsoft, Salesforce. I think it's fine to just put the company names, because I have faced that. Okay, these companies have explicitly put the CGPA barrier,
okay.
And also the process. People, they are actually selecting persons with high CGPA.
Okay.
Yeah, at least for shortlisting the rounds. So CGPA is obviously important.
It is not only important,
yeah,
but one of the factor. It can be one of the factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like in order to get yourself into SDE role, like what is the ideal CGPA? Like what would you suggest?
One thing actually I wanted to continue is like CGPA. Sorry, if you have some high CGPA, that already means you have some good logical ability. You can perform well compared to in subject wise. Okay, CG, coming to the question asked by Sai Charan. So in software, it's fine to have some 7 CGPA, or it's fine to have some 7 to 8 or 8.5. It's fine to have between 7 to 9, because CGPA doesn't explicitly need like coding. Like coding is completely different from CGPA, I can say. So it's not related much, but nowadays companies are hiring actually people with even with less CGPA also.
Yeah, like
but you should maintain
4.5
yeah,
also gets opportunities, but they need to prove the skills. That's it.
Exactly.
Only very few companies do that without any CGPA. They don't even check for CGPA. Just the skills they'll check.
Yes.
But there are majority of companies they look for CGPA. At least they'll see in some or the other case they use CGPA as one criteria.
Yes.
So in that case, what Sai Charan says that like having around 7 plus
yeah,
would be a best option.
Yeah.
In majority cases, not in all cases. That too. Okay. So like what one should focus during the placements? Like, do they need to focus on the package, or do they need to focus on the role,
okay,
or company?
Yes. So not exactly the package, because they might be earning a lot. Suppose if they learn the work now
okay,
perfectly, they might be learning a lot, maybe like 10 times more than the current package. So the profile and the company definitely matters. I don't want to mention some companies. So they might be having a very high package, but the kind of work that they make their software engineers to do is somewhat manual work, or somewhat work that was not very useful. So okay, I suggest students it's better to choose a good company with good work. See, suppose coming to Amazon, people generally say that Amazon has somewhat bad work culture, but the kind of work that people will as an SD, people will learn as an SDE, that's superb. You can actually put a lot of skills in your bag, right? So they'll be useful in if you want to switch the company.
Understood.
Exactly.
So like when one should start their coding journey? So if they wanted to get placed into SD role.
I feel one perfect year, one consistent year of coding can land you in a software job as an SDE.
That's great.
So suppose if you want to, that depends upon how many internships you want to do, how active you should have to be in the software career. Suppose if you wanted to do the internship in second year itself, that means you should be you should be accumulating your knowledge right from the first year, right?
Okay.
So from first year you should be good at coding, and sometimes you have to learn some other things also. So depends upon when you wanted to get into the field. Yeah.
So like if you're planning to enter the internship in the third year, then even if you started second year, that's fine.
That's fine.
But if you're also like, there is one more case, if you don't want to intern, you just want a FT offer, they can still start their preparation in third year also. At least what do you say, like, so someone, if there is someone who didn't have any idea till now, but they want to start their preparation, so within next 3 months they will be having their placement season.
Okay.
Like, will that be enough time for them to prepare properly?
I feel with
full dedication.
Yeah.
Like full time dedicating to the software preparation without any academics and all.
Okay. Starting with zero knowledge, it might be somewhat difficult, but people with good IQ, they will be able to solve within these three.
So should be the foundation should be there.
Definitely, because the coding and a lot of subjects, I feel like 3 months is not sufficient. At least for me, it was not sufficient. Okay, so it's better to have some 6 months. 6 months or greater than that.
Understood.
That should necessary.
If some company wants to hire a person for SD role, what they actually look at? So what are the skills, major skills needed for a person in order to get themselves placed or get an offer in SD role?
Yes.
So what are those things?
Yeah. Actually, software companies are looking for people with good problem solving skills and people who are good at development. Like suppose if they have good knowledge in the development itself, so they can do better in the company work, etc. So development work, obviously. I think being good at problem solving skills means, suppose in interviews or in online test, they'll be posing some questions, right? So you should be able to solve them in that time bound, right? In that bounded time So obviously problem solving skills. And next, coming to development, there are a lot of frameworks that companies use, like it might be in JavaScript, or it might be the React, Node, backend. So full stack development, that can be a good option, that can be a good skill to have, because nowadays every company needs some website or it needs some deployment services, etc. So it's definitely good to have these things.
Okay. So like apart from the technical skills, for an SD role, so what are the kind of non-technical skills they look for?
Okay. Nowadays what's happening is every student is currently preparing DSA. Okay, DSA is the only thing that people are looking for, so let's prepare DSA. And also development is one more familiar thing. People start from HTML, CSS and they get stuck, and sometimes they leave there itself. So another thing the companies are looking for is practicality. Okay. Suppose there is a OOPS concept. Suppose there is a DBMS concept. Right? Just knowing the concept is not necessary.
What you are doing,
it's not enough. It's not enough, right? Suppose you have to actually implement the query, SQL queries or whatever non-SQL queries. So you should know the practicality. Coming to the OOPS, it's also very important. The object-oriented programming. So whenever you are working in a company directly, you have to do in a particular order, right? The coding you have to.
Yeah,
exactly. So and these startup companies are actually looking for good practical people. That can implement these concepts practically. Okay. And one more thing, very important thing is system design.
Okay.
People are looking for it. Yeah, the companies. The reason why they are looking for a system design is, suppose there is some X company. It wanted to build a good architecture. Okay. Then how can you design a particular architecture in an efficient way, in a scalable way, right? So for that, system design is very important. So I think within the next 2-3 years, there is definitely system design will be added into the interview process.
I understand.
That is very important.
So I think this point is going to be helpful for the people who are watching.
Coming to non-technical, obviously communication is one thing, and next thing is good involvement in the project. You should be passionate about the things that you do, so then only you will be able to give your 100% in that project, right? So you should be mingling well with the people in the project, with the colleagues actually.
Okay.
So that is the thing. And
Teamwork,
time,
it will be
yeah, teamwork.
Okay.
And not exactly teamwork, but you should be active in the team. You should be enthusiastic, and you should be curious about the current
What's
technologies.
going on.
Exactly. So what's going on in the entire team, or what's going on in the entire company even.
Okay.
Sometimes that might land of you in a good position. Okay, this is one thing. And non-technical skills, if it would be great if you have some managerial skills, right? Obviously,
Leadership skills.
yeah, leadership skills. If you are able to manage, then obviously that would be another feather in your cap.
Okay. So like, how important is it for someone to do projects or internships in order to get themselves placed in SD role?
Projects, coming to, there are lot of domains you observe, like it might be a web development, or it might be machine learning, or it might be something related to blockchain, or it might be hardware even. But currently we are looking for SD things, so let us discuss only about these things, the technical domains. So web development, there are a lot of frameworks emerging. Understanding each framework will give enough knowledge, which you can think a new idea, and you can actually implement a new idea, right? So understanding these basic frameworks will definitely help.
Okay.
So having a good project which is solving a good problem statement is very necessary. Nowadays what happening is, people coming to web dev, people are doing okay, let's do, what is this, shopping websites, or what is this, ticket booking. No, ticket booking is kind of
DVMS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are doing online shopping websites, and this is become quite easy and quite common. So interviewers are expecting something different from this. And coming to ML also, ML is such a vast domain, so having a good project will always be helpful. So projects, definitely,
it will surely give edge to you.
Yeah. So the moment you have a project in your resume means the moment you have some additional knowledge compared to other person who doesn't have any project.
Understood. Like you applied it practically.
Yeah, you applied.
Okay.
You have seen something. I mean, you have seen good knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. So like, can you share some resources for someone to prepare for SD role, like for all this stuff? So like, if for example, if we talk about DSA, like you can say interview bit.
Yes.
So like that, according to the skill you have said.
Okay.
So any good platform or resources for them to prepare?
DSA.
DSA or anything.
Yeah,
like
anything.
anything
Okay,
related to the SD.
Fine. So if you observe in our day-to-day life, we are using a lot of platforms like YouTube, Instagram, or even WhatsApp. So nowadays we are not there are no lack of resources, right? Resources are everywhere.
Yes.
The point is, one has to find the resources, utilize them in a proper way. That's it. We are generally scrolling this Instagram around 2 hours, 3 hours, but there's also a lot of things, or it might be YouTube also, in Instagram.
Yeah.
Suppose if you follow some pages, some particular pages, you'll be getting some knowledge related to React.js, maybe. Yeah, that depends upon the people and the feed that Instagram shows, but resources are not over. Actually, YouTube is the best teacher, as everyone knows, right? Not only the DSA, right? For everything, it might be DSA, or it might be WebD, or it might be ML, and system design, and also one more thing I wanted to tell. Okay.
DBMS.
Yeah, DBMS. Sorry, DBMS and OOPS. Other subjects also, they are very important. And YouTube has a very good playlist created by across many creators. Obviously, they'll be very useful, but this is generic. That is what I told till now. This is a generic YouTube and Instagram resources. But coming to explicit resources for each thing. So first I'll be explaining for coding, competitive, not for coding for SD preparation. So for data structures and algorithms, you have around famous 3 platforms called LeetCode, InterviewBit, and Geeks for Geeks. So InterviewBit, right before your placement preparation, right before your intern drive or placement drive, before the 1.5 months or 2 months, InterviewBit will be very helpful because it has a very good collection of important questions.
Like usually they collect the questions from interviews what they asked.
Yeah, and that can be one thing. And interview will be having a good pool of questions that makes you think very differently.
Okay. So
And they have some tough level questions
So
also.
it will mold you for the
Yeah,
interview
exactly.
properly. Okay. So what next?
Yeah, coming to lead code, there are a lot of things. Lead code has having around 2,500 questions, right? So it's not possible to solve every question, but pick some good number of questions, quality questions, medium level questions in lead code. It will be very helpful, and better to check for the topic wise things.
Okay.
Yeah, GFG obviously it's a god for everyone. There are quite number of good articles in GFG, and also GFG recently for the last 2-3 years it introduced its own IDE, right? So you can just actually code in the GFC itself.
Okay.
And lead code has another feature called as contest.
Contest.
Lead code contests are very important. There will be around 4 questions and it is time bounded again. So they are really important.
So I feel like SD preparation is not just like if you get an offer, you should just keep it aside.
Yeah.
It should be a continuous process.
Yes.
So I see one of my friends, Samir, even after getting into placed and even after joining the company doing internship,
Okay.
he regularly participates in the contest.
Okay.
He never misses out any contest. He only out of all them, almost he had a streak of 640 something.
Okay.
He just missed one day when the exact day next to which he got placed.
Okay.
Apart from that one single day, he never missed a contest on lead code.
Yeah, lead code streak. I mean, there is something called as problem of the day. Daily question in lead code. So you'll be posing a question every day. It might be easy, medium, hard. See, obviously, Charan has a lot of things here. I think one of them speaks about consistency. So consistency is very important thing.
Yeah.
See, in lead code, whatever, if you are preparing for a journey, obviously consistency is very important.
Yeah.
Right? So, as he told an example about his friend who is maintaining a streak of around 640 days, it's not so easy, right? Even I maintained some good consistency during my internship period. Yes, doing problems consistency will give you, first thing is confidence that I am doing this, and second thing is it molds you in a good way. That every day it is pushing you to do it. Yeah, think different. Exactly.
Okay.
So these are the basic resources for the coding.
Okay.
And one more thing I wanted to mention is competitive coding, competitive programming. So if you wanted to get through this online test, which requires high coding skills and fast coding skills, and also accuracy is very important. Accuracy and speed, obviously. So if you wanted to get through these online tests, competitive programming is very important. So there are websites like Codeforces. Codeforces will be organizing very good quality contests where people will be participating across the world. So prove yourself over there and practice. Consistency is again one key in the Codeforces also. So there are some of my friends who are candidate masters, like recently they have become. They're actually good at these Codeforces.
Okay.
CodeChef and other platforms are also there. Yes, but Codeforces is kind of ultimate for the last 2-3 years.
Okay. So can you please share some good resume building tips?
Sure. So resume is something which represents you for the interviewer or for the company. So people have to get about you through your resume.
Just by seeing it.
Yes, just by seeing it for 1 minute or 2 minutes, less than that. So mention very important things in your resume. So that mention very good things in your resume, and maintain its. I mean, let the resume be so clean. Then it should not be clustered or scattered. Okay. So it's better to maintain your qualifications. If you have done any good projects, please mention them in your resume. And if you have
it should be like role specific also again.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'll be coming to this thing later. Role specific. So first, if you have any good projects, mention them in the resume. If you have any prior experience, like you have done any internships, or if you have any previous experiences, then you can just mention. And you have CGPA, your achievements till now, education, all these things will definitely matter. So please put them in the resume. Yeah, skills obviously. Skills, yeah. Coming to skills, suppose if you don't know a skill, but still you wanted to put in a resume, never do that. Only if you know the things, then only please try to put in a resume. Because it might give you a false impression for the interviewer about you. Because you don't know the things and you're just pushing it.
Yes.
Yeah. So coming to the role specific resume building tips, suppose if you are looking for an SDE, then the skills should be accordingly, right? Suppose SDE means you'll be having DBMS, some good React frameworks. I mean, if you know React technologies, if you know backend technologies, front end, you can mention them. So coming to maybe like data analyst, whatever. So I think Sai Charan will be very good at in for telling this. But suppose if you have participated in any good hackathons like data quest or data analytic hackathons, then you can actually mention them in your resume.
Okay.
And if you have any participated in your
Extracurriculars.
activities, you can mention. And if you have your
Positions
events,
of
some events, yeah,
responsibilities.
positions of responsibilities, obviously. And if you have any events, some good events that are related to data analytics in your college, you can actually mention them.
Okay.
So that would be things for different roles. Resume should be role specific. Suppose if you are submitting a resume, that means that it's not like just putting a paper or PDF into the some block, right? So you are basically applying for that particular position. It might be SD or it might be data analytic, whatever. So according to that skills you possess, they should actually match to the requirements.
Job
To the requirements,
description.
yeah.
So like whenever a company comes, majority of the cases they share you the job description. So go through the job description, see what's there. If you feel that yeah, this like I have every skill they require, just mention everything in your resume and update it and just upload that. So that's how you should do accordingly. So it's not just like if the data analyst company comes and come to hire for a data analyst role and you upload a resume which is totally inclining towards software, it doesn't make sense. So like that's very important, and the way you introduce yourself in the interview is also like very important. So I faced this thing. What my interviewer said is, you are saying apart from those, like I'm not getting you understanding you exactly in that 1 minute.
Okay.
So you should say exactly why you applied, how you are inclined to this role.
Okay.
That is what you need to speak in that 1 minute in the introduction.
Yeah.
So resume, this introduction, everything will like of the
Linked up.
same kind. So you should be role specific regarding these things. So yeah, I guess that's it. So anything you want to add regarding the software preparation, SD role and all?
Okay. See, one thing, there are two aspects. Building, I mean, if you are going into a particular field, it may be software, it may be another thing. If you are passionate of building software products, then only you can enjoy the process of being a software developer, right? So, and the second thing is, you are passionate and still you want to stable your financial position, then another it is another aspect, like you can maintain your financial stability through software things. So coming to the software preparation, all lies upon consistency, how much efforts that you are putting upon, and how much consistent you are. And one more thing is peer programming. See, suppose you have some ideas, for the problem statement you have some ideas, and your friends will be having different ideas for that problem statement. So please discuss about your friends' ideas and your ideas. You will be getting the perspective of different people. Okay, the number of approaches that the number of ways that I can approach for this particular problem statement, right? So better to go for peer programming, and better to know about the people thinking, right? So this is one more thing. And consistency in coding. If you are stuck at problem, then you should time box. Suppose if you are preparing for an SD position, and obviously you have to practice some problems. So if you are doing the problems and if you are stuck at somewhere, that means there is an error, or there might be some logical error, there might be some syntactical error. Debugging is one important thing that every coder or every software developer must possess. Debugging, very important. Okay. And more thing is, suppose if you are solving a particular DSA problem and you have read the question and you are not getting any idea about that question. So after thinking for around 2-3 hours, that time should be somewhat time boxing. You should time box that particular time. You should think for 2 hours, or you should think for 10 hours. That should depend upon you.
Okay.
But it's better to time box the period. So after thinking for 3 hours, even I was not able to get the solution. So better to go for hints. So better to go for hints, or better to look at the editorial that you wanted to for that particular problem. So these things are the general tips for software. I mean, people who are looking for the software jobs. people who want to crack that interviews or the OTs.
So I hope this video has given you a lot of information related to software development role. So all the best for your software preparation from my side and as well as Bharat's side. So like you can achieve things, just be consistent, just be patient. You will surely get what you want and what you desire and what you deserve. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind. Make sure you subscribe and also share this video to all your friends who are going to prepare for software role. Chalo. Bye bye.